So basically, we use analytics throughout our app. We have Flurry mixed panel events, and we use that to try to see how we can improve the app. But the problem we found was that our testers couldn't test these events to make sure they're firing at the right times, or to make sure it's the right kind of events, because the events get sent to Flurry somewhere and they can't see the events live. And we also have the problem that the people who are actually looking at the results on Flurry and Mixpanel, they don't know exactly when the events are sent. So they wanted to try to better understand, what event means what. So I distilled this down to basically the problem is we have non-developers who need to see something which is going on inside the app. They don't have Xcode. They don't know how to use Xcode. And they may be remote, so we can't just have a developer go sit next to them and help them understand what's going on in the app. So the solution that I found was remote logging. But it has to be easy to use and reliable, because otherwise it would just be too much of a pain for the non-technical users to use. So what does remote logging mean? It's a tool called NSLogger, not NSLog, NSLogger. It actually has a lot of capabilities other than remote logging. It can log images, so you can have a log statement that will send an image. And it can also do tag logging, so you can have your log statements in different categories. Maybe you have networking log statements and a different statement for debug or something. But most powerfully and most useful for us is something called remote logging over Wi-Fi. And it uses Bonjour, so it can automatically connect with a host on the network. It has a desktop viewer for OS X, and then it has loggers for iOS and Android. The Android one is a little bit less developed, but we actually have started using that. So now our Android team is using the same NSLogger to log events. It's very configurable, and it has a lot of capabilities, but installing it, the defaults that it has are very simple, and they work most of the time. So really, to use it, all you need to do is have this one statement, which is log message, and you just can replace your existing log statements with it. And log message will automatically start up an instance of NSLogger and have it go try to find somebody to connect to, and it will start logging. So now I'm going to do a dangerous live demo. So hopefully you guys can understand what's going on. So I have NSLogger running on my computer here on the desktop. This desktop is connected to the Cardinal Blue Wi-Fi. On my computer, it's also a computer. On my iPhone, I have connected to the same Wi-Fi a debug build of the app. So now I'm going to start using it, and it should work. Uh-oh. Good job. Okay, so it's not working. I was afraid this would happen because I think we have maybe so many people in the network now that it's maybe it's connected to a different network. But it actually is very reliable most of the time. 1 second, I have a backup. So.
Which Wi-Fi are you on?
I'm on Pitt-College Airport. Both of them are. Okay. I tested it 10 minutes ago, but now there's so many people here. So sorry, this is less magical now, but. Okay, so this is what it was supposed to look like. You have the the viewer running on the desktop, and then when you click buttons, it automatically connects to it and starts showing you events. So as I'm clicking here, like I click on the profile, we have an event for that, and it sends the events over. And so this is extremely useful because we can show the exact events we're sending the query to the people who actually are using those events for testing, or they're using them to try to understand what the analytics are for. So the result is we now add NSLogger to all of our test flight builds. And the testers can test the analytics, and the people who are using the analytics can understand what's being sent. So everybody's happy. We use like a couple of other advanced tactics with it to make it work even better. Like okay, so first off, you can make it so it doesn't get included in the App Store builds at all, just using preprocessor macros. So it's safe that way. We have a debug menu for our app, so we actually can enable it and disable it. And then finally, we have a lot of users. We have like all the development team using it. The problem is, one developer's device will connect to another person's computer, and so suddenly I'm like working, and then like the Android team, I'm getting their debug statements. But you can do some things like using environment variables so that it will only connect to certain users. So like my build will only connect to my computer. So and this is all explained on the website for NSLogger, so you can figure out how to do that. So yeah, that's it. It's made by a guy named Florian Pillet. It's NSLogger. You can find it on GitHub or CocoaPods, of course. Okay, that's me. So, any questions?